All right, yeah, so this is a Lawn Care Accelerator meetup. This is our third one, and it's August 17th, Wednesday right now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we just got done with pretty big storm the past couple days. I got rained out yesterday, and I know a lot of people did too. But with me right now, we have Eamon Giboo with Giboo Lawn Services. So yeah, welcome, Eamon.
Thank you.
If you want to, just introduce yourself, and we can just kind of go from there.
Yeah, so obviously, Eamon Giboo. I am local to Colorado, I guess, Denver area, but south, in Castle Rock. I started up my business part-time last year, and I did it I went full-time this spring, so I left my full-time job to do this.
So 2021, in 2020, you didn't do any lawn care?
No. Well, I mean, besides like for my neighbors and parents and stuff, but it wasn't like.
But as an actual business,
yeah, as actual
it was 2021.
Business. Yeah, in August, or no, it was late June late June of 2021 that I started.
So you're about 13 months then.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, just over 13 months, yeah.
So you are full-time right now.
Correct.
In the lawn care business. How many clients do you have?
Right now I have about 45.
45, and you are solo?
Yes, completely solo.
And what kind of equipment are you rocking on your truck?
My equipment's a little bit all over the place, so...
That's all right if it works for you. It works.
Yeah. So I have a ramp rack on my truck. It's a 2021 Toyota Tacoma. I didn't want to use it for a business. I got it before I planned on doing the business. I just got it because I wanted a truck. Well, I can't have trailers because our HOA down in Castle Rock is like super strict about certain things. So they won't let you have a trailer parked outside your house for more than 24 hours at a time. So I was like, okay, what's the next best thing? Obviously, I saw Mike Andy's video with ramp rack, and I was like, cool. So I go to their website. This was before the Sport was out. That's what I have now is the Sport.
Oh, so you did have the ramp rack, and now you have the Sport.
Well, no, I didn't have a ramp rack yet because the other ramp racks, you would have to custom order it for them to make the original ramp rack fit on the smaller trucks.
Okay.
Because they're supposed to, I think, be for full-size trucks, the original ramp rack. So then they came out with the Sport. I think it was at GIE when they released it, because I saw someone's video. I think it was Keith Calfest's video of the Sport. I was like, that's what I need, because they had it on like a Ford Ranger, and it's close to, a Toyota Tacoma. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right. So I ordered that on Black Friday last year, and it just sat in my garage until the spring. And I put it all on and everything. But as far as equipment, I have a Toro Time Master. It's a 30-inch residential lawnmower that I use for commercial use. Not the best, but it does what it needs to do. I replace a lot of belts and bolts and stuff, and
so maintenance on it is an issue.
Yeah, and it's a pretty common thing. I'm in a group on Facebook for people that use it, and everybody says, this one belt, it's the blade engagement belt, is the main issue. So I just bought, after the first time that it ever broke on me, I bought like 8 of them. Yeah, because I was like, okay, because I looked it up and everybody's like, yeah, it's a known problem. So I bought 8, keep one in the truck, have more at home. Other than that, I have electric trimmer, the Ego electric trimmer with the Line IQ, which
what's that?
It automatically dispenses the line when it gets too short, so you don't bump it on the ground.
Oh, okay.
It's not
a gimmick?
Best. No, it does its job. It just, I don't full throttle when I trim. I don't full throttle it. And I don't know if by not full throttling, if that what messes it up, because it doesn't dispense it fast enough. Mm-hmm. Then again, it could be the line, because I think you're supposed to use the Ego brand line, but I use the Echo Black Diamond instead, because I like that line.
Is it
better.
Like the same diameter?
Yeah, it's the same diameter. It's just the
different cut or something?
Yeah. So
like square as opposed to diamond or something?
Or just regular round. So the Eagle line, I think, is regular round, and that stuff, it was always coming out, but you kind of know when it's coming out because it clicks, but it comes out so fast, so if you aren't quick to move your trimmer away, it's going to scalp a lawn.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's not good. So that's why I don't full throttle it. It's because when it clicks, I have enough time to back away and not scalp anything. But I also use the electric Ego handheld blower. It's what I started with last year, and I just kind of kept it. I did have a Steel 131R, the combi system last year. That thing is way too powerful for residential lawns. Cause
what's that one? Is that the trimmer that you can use as a...
The combi system where you have the different heads on it. Where
so you can do like a trimmer, edger, hedge trimmer, stuff like that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they have all those big attachments and stuff. So I had that, but I noticed that it was way too powerful for what I was trying to do. Because even if you didn't try to
never have enough power.
I mean, if you're not trying to full throttle it, that thing just goes. And that was my first year, and I probably should have started with something less powerful and worked my way up, so I had more experience. So I used it to edge mainly because you can edge, and it did really well. Now I have a Ego Combi version for my edger, but I ran into a problem with it on the second day of use because I hit one of those little metal borders around like a mulch bed.
Edging?
Yeah.
Okay.
And somehow it literally shorted my battery. So I couldn't use it, and I put a new battery in, it would short that battery. I went through 3 different batteries because I didn't know that it was shorting my battery. I just thought it was broken. But when I got home to try to charge the batteries,
they wouldn't charge. Oh, man.
Only had warranty on one of the batteries, so I went from having 5 batteries, now I only have 3.
And I take it those aren't cheap.
No. They're about they're about the same price as buying just actual power head, like gas power head, or just a gas trimmer or whatever.
So what ended up being the problem?
Honestly, I reached out to Ego and warrantied out that combi system of theirs because I bought that at the beginning of the year and it was under warranty because it was literally the second day I used it and it crapped out on me. So they warrantied it out. They just sent me a new one and they said just discard that, however you can. Don't throw it in the trash. Like the batteries I have to take somewhere that recycles batteries.
E-waste and all that stuff.
But they said as far as the power head part, they're like, we're not even going to look into it. It just sounds like... you hit that thing going too fast and it popped that circuit or something and
shorten every battery you put in it.
Yeah.
So how does that stuff, the electric stuff, how does that work for you being doing commercial but residential, or you're a commercial lawn care operator, but you're doing residential?
Yeah, I just do all residential. I don't have any commercial properties, but the electric stuff, it lasts me all day. Okay. I have an extra battery because it's really the leaf blower that's going to die before the trimmer does. Because the leaf blower, I have it on high and stuff just to blow all the grass off and not have to sit there and just fan it back and forth on low.
Takes you longer to blow the lawn than it does to mow the lawn.
So... it lasts me all day, and I have a charger that I can bring with and plug into the bed of my truck, and I just have to leave my truck running and I can charge a battery, and they charge within about 30-45 minutes. They have a quick charger and stuff, so that's what I carry with me. But it works for me because my lawns aren't huge, so there's not a ton of trimming. There's just a lot of blowing because a lot of the houses, you have rocks around the grass or mulch beds, but mulch beds, it's hard to blow out the grass clippings because then you're also kind of blowing the mulch out. But the rock beds, I always try to blow those out.
See, you blow the mulch out and then you can reinstall the mulch for them in the fall or the spring.
Yeah, there you go. So making money all year. But it works for me. I think there's only been one day where I've actually had to charge a battery, and I think it's because I forgot to charge the battery that night. So I don't think I ever run out now. I make sure everything's charged up.
And plus, it's quiet.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have to deal with exhaust.
Yeah.
Losing your hearing.
Any more than it's already gone. Yeah.
But with the handheld blower, how well does that do with like wet grass?
Not very well.
Yeah.
It gets most of it, but obviously there's the grass that, I don't know if it's the concrete's not smooth, but it like grips onto the concrete, and you're sitting there trying to blow it in different directions, and it's just stuck in that spot. Yeah. But if I had like the backpack blower or something,
the 9010, Echo 9010.
Yeah, that is that 9010T or something. Or is there two different ones?
Yeah, the T is for the trigger, and the H is for the little hand thing where you can the hand throttle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that because I've never had a backpack blower. But yeah, I want to get a backpack blower, but the way that I run with all my equipment just sitting in the back of my truck, like I have the Green Touch racks for my trimmer and edger. I had to come up with my own rail system because they don't have one for like smaller trucks. Luckily, the Tacoma comes with a rail system inside the bed.
Okay.
And I found these little, I guess they're nuts. They're like T-nuts that you can slide into the rail system and then screw something into it. So I took one of those metal poles that they use for stop signs where they have all those holes, and I just bolted that in to my bed, and then I screwed everything in. It wasn't the best fit, so I had to screw new holes into it. So I should have just got a solid piece of metal, square piece of metal, and just drilled my own holes, but it works.
So you have the Green Touch Industry trimmer rack.
Yeah.
Do you not have the room for a blower rack?
No, I have the room. I just, because of how the rail system fits in there, the top of the trunk is like an inch higher than where the rail system's at, so I don't know how to mount it.
The tailgate, you mean?
No, like the sides of the truck bed, like the actual, like where the wheels stuff, they go up higher than the rail system because the rail system's inside the truck bed, like 2 inches lower than the top of the truck bed, so it sits in lower. So I don't know if I can, I'm guessing I could find bigger screws or something and maybe get a spacer to try to level it to get a mount for the backpack blower if I wanted to.
Could you maybe get like a square thing of like 1 inch iron or steel or something?
Yeah, maybe.
And like mount that on, and then you could put the blower rack on or something?
Yeah, I have to get a backpack blower first before I would get the rack. Because right now I ratchet strap down my mower into the bed, and then I just use bungee straps and bungee strap the blower in my gas can. And then obviously the Green Touch rack for my trimmer. I don't take my edger out anymore. I just maintain the edges with the trimmer now.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to do a card game, a Would You Rather. I wanted to do it at actually the beginning, but we just kind of started talking. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do it now, and we will
see how this goes. It's first time playing this game.
Open-ended question. All right, here we go. Would you rather? Let me pull out some Would You Rather, and then I'll kind of shuffle them. And I will let you pick, and then I will read it to you. I don't think these are dirty. They're probably G or PG.
Either way is fine.
Yeah, because on my YouTube videos, you have to do is it made for kids, and my default is no, it's not made for kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there are any cuss words or anything like that, I just try and bleep them out. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think these are going to be bad, but
that's all right. We'll find out.
All right, so we got 26, I think, in here. Go ahead and pick one out. Don't look at it yet. And I will take it, and I will read it to you. Okay. Would you rather break up with someone or have someone break up with you?
Okay, that's not difficult at all. I'm sure anybody would rather. Well, it depends on the relationship, I guess. But most people would rather break up with someone than be broken up with.
Yeah.
I think it's harder to accept it if you get broken up with, because then you're like, what was wrong? Because if you thought everything was great and they didn't, like, yeah. So I'd rather break up with someone.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Yeah.
Or just
don't
enjoy.
text them. Just
you
can call them or face to face, but just don't text them. That's worse.
Are you married?
No.
No.
Single as a Pringle.
So if you were with someone right now and you'd want to be the one to
I would
break
like
up with
to,
them.
but usually it doesn't happen for me that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it. I ain't mad about it.
Hey, I'm single too. Be 42 in about a month, and it's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, I've been single most of my life. I haven't really had any serious girlfriends, so I'm 31, so.
31?
Yeah.
I thought you were like 38 or something.
No, 31.
Dang.
Don't let the balding fool you.
Yeah, I'm like the oldest one in this group, huh?
I don't know. I don't know how old Eric is.
Garrett is
20. Garrett's 20.
Garrett's 20. I think Eric's probably.
Cliff might be older. He's in his 40s, I think.
Or maybe he's just a gray.
Yeah.
Well, I can ask him that, but
yeah.
So we were just talking about, like, so with your setup, it works for you.
Yep.
You have the ramp rack, the Time Master, and the Ego trimmer and blower.
Yep.
Did I ask you how many customers you had?
Yeah.
45. So what are your like plans for like the next 12 months, like especially next year, next spring?
Yeah, so right now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the winter, because I know I'm doing snow removal. Snowblower is coming in the mail. Should be delivered tomorrow, August 18th.
There you go.
Should be delivered.
Because we can get snow in September.
Yes,
I think it was it last year or the year before? It snowed September 10th?
I think so. I think last year we got it like the beginning of October, and everybody freaked out. It's like, first freeze, and everybody shut their sprinklers off, and then we didn't see snow again until December, end of December.
Yeah, that's right, because I got through all of my leaf cleanups, and it was like, I got through them all because it was like bone dry. So it had to have been 2020.
Yeah,
where we got where it snowed September 10th, and it was like 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches.
Because I was still at the post office during last winter, and I was on a walking route delivering mail door to door. I was still wearing shorts and a t-shirt on December 23rd because it was still warm.
Yeah.
And then, I think it was literally New Year's Eve is when we got the next big snow, besides like a little sprinkle, and then it all melted in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out my plans for snow removal, like my pricing, because this will be the first year that I do it. I think I have my pricing down. I'm just nervous that I'm relying on it to snow. I know we get snow, but it's kind of like weather's holding your income hostage.
Where did you what resources did you use to come up with your pricing?
Actually everybody here.
Oh, really?
Last meeting I was talking to people here, and Eric gave me good ideas. You gave me some good ideas.
I think I helped Eric out last year.
Yeah.
So if he gave you some advice, he probably got some stuff from me.
Because I think it's going to be like $50 for a 2-car garage and normal driveway. I know that up here you don't really have like driveways in your areas. But
the area I do, there's an alley between the houses, and a lot of them, don't have driveways, so it's pretty much just like sidewalks and
just
walks
up.
leading up to the front door.
Yeah, everywhere.
But of course, where I'm at, like, you have these big giant trees where they buckle the sidewalk, and you're like going along with the shovel, and that goes into your gut and all that stuff. But yeah, so you're at 50 for like a 2-car garage.
Yeah, if it's a corner lot, it depends on how much of a corner lot. So like, I live on a corner lot in the cul-de-sac, so I have the sidewalk from the back end of my property on the main street all the way around, and then also like a quarter of the way in to the cul-de-sac.
Your next door neighbor.
Yeah. So I basically have a lot of a sidewalk to do at my house. So if it's like
that's
much,
almost like 2 driveways.
yeah,
worth.
well, maybe 3 because it's long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long sidewalk. So if they're on a corner lot, depending on the size, it would probably just be 60. If it's a 3-car garage, that's where I'm kind of like because 3-car garages don't add a ton to it. So I'm thinking either extra 5 or extra 10.
You might be surprised because when we get into those storms where the snow is heavier, that snowblower is not going to want to shoot as far.
Yeah.
So it might shoot it into where you want to go eventually.
Yeah.
So then it's going to be like this
Double
much
the height or
of
more.
wet snow instead of like just that. That's something I learned this past March and April when we had those miserable snowstorms.
Yeah, where everybody's like tree branches were breaking.
Yeah. So the $50, is that like from 1 inch to
4?
4 inch.
I'm
Okay.
thinking, yeah. And then after that, like 4 to 8 inches is or like 4.5 up or whatever is probably extra 10. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it, like 4 to 8 or 4 to 6, and then if it's
mine is the first 4, and then 4.1 to 7.
Okay.
And then 7 to 9.
Is it extra $10 each?
Yeah,
tier,
and that's because I don't do driveways. If you're having to that's a lot more to either shovel or use a snowblower on.
Yeah.
And you just honestly, I would probably be higher than just $10 extra.
Yeah.
Maybe 15. And maybe just kind of see how your customers respond to that, but that's a lot more to do.
I
because
was
4 inches is a heck of a lot different than like 8 inches, 7 inches.
Especially if it's wet and heavy.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking like offering like the 0 tolerance thing where it's like once it starts snowing, if they want me to do ice melt, come out like right when the snow starts, put ice melt down. And then if they are like the 0 tolerance, it would be like they are always the first ones done. I'll wake up at 2 a.m, go out and do it if they have work or whatever and need to get out. Like I'll do that. I would charge more for that if they wanted 0 tolerance.
Yeah, because that's a specialty service.
I'd probably be at like 75 for like the first visit, especially if it's like 2 a.m. or even midnight. I'd be 75 for that first visit, and then every visit after would just be the normal like 50 or whatever. So
yeah, I don't do anything like that. I tried offering ice melt like at the beginning of the snow season last year. I bought like 6 bags of ice melt, anticipating people wanting ice melt, and no one wanted ice melt.
So you still have those 6 bags sitting in the garage?
I used it on mine, so I think I might have two or three left over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like ice melt for me, like no one wants it.
Yeah, I have that 55 plus neighborhood, so I think some people might want it.
Oh, definitely.
Up there because the town will not plow the streets unless it snows more than 4 inches. But they save the side streets for last. So they do all the main streets, but the side streets they won't touch. So when we had that big blizzard, what was it, last year? Where we got like a foot or more of snow.
I think we've gotten something like that the past like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, there was one last year because I was still at the post office and I had a different car and that only sat like 5 inches off the ground. I was stuck at home for 3 days because they wouldn't come and plow our street. We couldn't get out. They ended up contracting it out, and these people with big old farm tractors came through and plowed all the streets for us. Residential streets.
Residents came out with.
Well, no, they contracted it out to a company that offered snow removal. It was actually funny because the people they contracted it out to was my neighbor's son-in-law's brother's company. So they did our cul-de-sac and streets first because he lived, like the son-in-law lived there, and he was helping his brother out. So he had the big old tractor parked out front of their house for like 4 days after they came and plowed it all. So it worked out, but work was at the post office was like, you need to come to work. We don't care if there's a foot of snow on the ground, like get here. And I'm like, I literally can't get like 2 feet out of my driveway. It's like, I'm not coming.
Yeah, I remember, gosh, it must have been like 15, 18 years ago. We had a massive snowstorm, and the Broncos were supposed to like fly out of Centennial Airport or something. And, you know, a lot of them live in like Cherry Hills. But they had snowmobiles, so they were like going to like each other's house, and you know, like they picked up like Mike Shanahan on like on a snowblower, like, or not snowmobile, yeah. You know, with like the luggage, trying to get to like Centennial Airport so they could like make it.
That's a bit of a hike though from Cherry Hills, because I know which route he lived on because I used to deliver mail in that area. So
yeah,
I just remember Manning and John Elway and all those big people. Yeah, I
just remember hearing that on like 9 News or something. I'm like,
how could they get out of the airport if there was that much snow?
Well, because you know the airport has, you know, the big giant,
but I would imagine there was no way they could clear it all, right? Well, I mean, I've never been to that airport.
I'm not lying, okay?
I trust you. I trust you.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. So I want to ask you because this is your first full year.
Yes.
If there is someone out there listening right now or watching this who might be afraid to take the step of going full-time, or maybe even thinking of like, you know, getting into lawn care as, you know, as a career, what's one piece of advice that you could give to someone like that?
I was really nervous to take it full time. Obviously, leaving, I guess technically a federal job at the post office, great benefit, great retirement, and all that. I was nervous of leaving and taking it full time, but once I saw the demand was there, I knew what my base rate was going to be. Obviously, it's gone up since the beginning of the year, since I'm kind of booked up, trying to raise it and see if I get new clients. But once I saw that I could make more mowing lawns than working at the post office, it was a no-brainer. I calculated everything. I'm like, I only need this many lawns. And obviously, you're not paying taxes right away on your monthly income. You do quarterly, or if you do it yearly.
So if you don't pay at all, which I don't recommend.
Yeah, don't do that. Didn't they just hire a bunch of IRS agents too?
Yeah, didn't they just
it's like 47,000
earmark enough money for 87,000? I think it was.
Yeah.
So they're coming for you.
Yeah, they're listening to this. But once I saw that I can make more money mowing, I was like, okay, I enjoy mowing more than I enjoy delivering mail. I like delivering mail. It was all outside, but mowing's outside too, and I enjoy doing that. So I was like, I'm doing it. Obviously, like my parents were kind of like skeptical because you got to pay for your own health insurance and stuff after that, unless you have a spouse that has you on their insurance or whatever. Great, that works. I would rather have that, honestly. Like, I don't want to pay for my own insurance. It's not the cheapest. I mean, I got the cheapest, but it's still not cheap. But,
I mean, there's, you know, other stuff you like health sharing plans and, you know, stuff like that you know, you could, it doesn't have to be like health insurance,
but since I have some health issues, I got hearing loss, I wear contacts, I have dental issues that I've been slowly getting everything taken care of, so I needed to have it, and I'm slowly still just like, okay, what hurts today? What should I go and get fixed? But once you know that you can make more or the same as what you're doing full time currently, I think it's a no-brainer. You only live once, right? YOLO. Yeah,
and I mean, even more than, you know, what, you know, some people think a person who owns a lawn care company can make.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm on track to, you know, beat last year's revenue, and you know, it just like blows my mind that, you know, there's people are willing to pay certain prices and
for
my
quality
prices,
stuff. Yeah.
For quality work and professional service.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get word of mouth. And I'm sure you've gotten customers from word of mouth all the time.
Yeah.
Like, once you set that reputation, you want to get a good reputation. You don't want to just show up, whenever. Like, I always try to communicate with my customers. I know some people are like, oh, don't text your customers. I text all my customers like, hey, I'm 30 minutes away, because some of them have dogs that they let out and they have to lock them up. Or they have to go out and make sure there's no dog poop or something. So they do that for me. And that's why I text everybody. And it just gives them a heads up, because I don't want to be the guy that just shows up whenever. I like to try to stick to a schedule and be like, hey,
consistency.
It's going to be around between 12 and 1 every week. And if it's not like this week, since we had that rain, I'm a day behind still, because I didn't go out today until about 1 in the afternoon.
Oh.
Because most of my lawns are on new builds from Tuesday that I got rained out. They're all new builds, so it's fresh sod.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to mow that with a heavy mower, like, those mowers weigh at least like 150, 180 pounds or whatever, at least the Time Master does.
Yeah, I think the X-Mark's like almost 200 pounds.
Yeah, because they got bigger engines and more steel or metal and stuff. But you don't want to ruin someone's brand new lawn. So even at my house, like, you could tell grass was still matted down because it was too wet until the sun hit it and dried it up. Then it kind of came back. But I waited until 1 o'clock, and I wasn't going to go out at all, because everybody I reached out to was like, yeah, it's too wet, just come tomorrow. Like, okay, well, I don't work Friday, Saturdays, or Sundays, so it's like I could do it. Like, it's not a big deal. I'll just work Friday this week. I had Tuesday off. I had half of today off. So I just went up and I did my 5 lawns up in north end of town. Did those in about 2 hours. Well, it took longer than normal because I was talking to someone. But did that, and then I was like, man, I really wish I could have done all those other houses, but I just didn't want to ruin their new sod, so I'm doing all of them tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's supposed to be a gorgeous day anyway, so
80 something.
Yeah, I think up here it's supposed to be like 80, 83 or 84.
Yeah, I think it gets hotter up here than it does down there, just a little bit, but we get more snow, so it's a fair trade-off, right?
All right, so where can people find you, like on social media? I know you have Instagram. Do you have anything else, and where can they find you? And maybe spell your last name.
Yeah. So I have an Instagram. It's at Giboo Lawn Services. It's GIBOO Lawn Services, all one word. That's really the only thing. I don't post as much as I should. Like,
but you're active on it, because I'll post stuff and you'll like it. I'll see you like it.
Comment.
Yeah, you'll comment. So you're definitely active.
I'm active on posting on other people's pages, but not my own.
Yeah.
But I don't have a YouTube channel. I have a Facebook page, but it's just a business Facebook page. So it's just there for people to get my phone number and stuff. Like, anytime anybody, because I'm in Facebook groups and they're like, oh, who's offering lawn services, I'll throw out the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's how they find me, because I have 2 different phones. I have personal phone and work phone.
I should do that.
Yeah. Well, my personal phone number is still an Illinois area code. And I was like, I don't know how I feel like if people want to see a different area code that's not from Colorado.
Yeah.
And if they're just going to blow it off because they think it's for a different state. So I got a new phone number.
But I think that's so prevalent now that most people are just kind of like, okay, I can maybe answer this or whatever. All right, Eamon, thanks for joining us on this. Head over to Instagram and give them a follow. And if you guys have any questions, or you need help with maybe thinking about starting a business, or numbers, I'm sure he would be happy to
absolutely
answer any questions, or help you out. Because we all still should be learning.
Oh yeah.
There's just too much information out there for all of us to know.
Yep.
And what one person might know, one person might not, and vice versa. So, all right, Eamon, thanks for joining me on this one, and Yeah. Thanks for listening and watching, guys. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Awesome.
Later.
See ya.